Hey guys, welcome to Refinement Friday. I'm Rachel Castile. This is a place to take a breath, to come back to your real self, and to honor the work of becoming whole. Today, we're going to be talking about something that doesn't always feel urgent, but whenever you choose it, it changes everything in your life, and that is choosing to live in rest. Not the kind of rest that just means laying down or checking out, but the deeper rest, the kind that comes from releasing control, surrendering the outcome, and living in rhythm with your own heart again. Rest really is a brave choice. It doesn't always feel like it, but it is an act of courage, especially in a world that's telling you that your value comes from how much you produce, how fast you move, how strong you appear. Rest is rebellion against the voice that says, keep going, don't stop, don't fall behind. Rest says, I'm allowed to pause, even if the work isn't done. I'm allowed to breathe, even if others are rushing. I'm allowed to trust, even if I can't see how it will all work out. Rest is letting go of control and trusting the outcome to unfold when you live in flow with yourself. That's what I want to share on today. Learning to rest is a process in different areas of life because it is connected to letting go of control. When we're striving towards something, when we're trying to prevent an outcome we don't want, we are being led by something that keeps us from being able to rest. So until we're able to discern that within ourselves, we can't really live in rest in that area. So it's a progressive thing. You could be restful in some area and another one like totally stressed out. And this is the journey of learning to live in actual rest through surrender. Yeah. So let's look at what rest isn't doing. Rest isn't about laziness. It's not just lounging around. Yeah, it can sometimes look that way. Like you need to actually lay down. You need to be still. It can be stillness, but it's really alignment. It's alignment with your true self. It's alignment with what is meant for you. When you come into a place of seeing your value and honoring your pace, honoring what's really in your heart to do, it's choosing the right activities, it's choosing the rhythms and thoughts that actually restore you. So sometimes it can look like stillness, to get back in tune with yourself. If you're not in tune, if you're not in alignment, it does start with stillness, honestly, to discern what activities, what thoughts you need to meditate on, to see what's got you caught up. So yeah, it starts with stillness. But it can also look like creativity, movement, nature, just being like emitting what you are. It can be expression as a form of rest. It's a form of expressing your flow. What is natural to you is really the most restful thing you could do. Yeah. The key is how you're moving, not whether you're moving. You're choosing from intention, not panic. That's the difference. When your actions come from your essence, this is something that I see. This is something that is in flow for me. This is good for me. This is presence for me. Not, I'm meditating on something. I'm afraid that will happen. I need to prevent that. I'm striving to make sure that doesn't happen. That can all produce movement, but in the end, it's different. It's different. It's living from fullness versus emptiness. Living from your center, not your fear. Yeah. It's a choice. It's a choice. Fullness is recognizing a truth about yourself. Sorry, I got a gnat on my laptop. Yeah, it's recognizing something that's true. It's meditating on that truth. For example, like seeing your value, seeing what you bring to the world, and living in that expression is different than I'm not good enough. And because I'm not good enough, I'm going to perform. So the lies that I'm not good enough, it's leading me into action. That's motion from emptiness, not rest in a truth. Sometimes rest is actually seeing what you believe. You're resting in the truth of the now you. You're resting in the truth of where you are, which is the starting place. So it's not just, oh, rest is when you know the truth. Rest, because truth is multi-layered. It's like the truth could be that you're beautiful, but the truth is also that you believe you're ugly. So both is a truth. There's a higher truth and then a current truth. So sometimes rest is being still enough to hear what you believe about yourself, to observe it, to see it for what it is, and to not move away from presence, to see where you're currently at and to be able to love yourself where you are. That's also rest. You're resting with reality, your current reality, your current belief system. Yeah. So now let's move into signs that you're not resting. Sometimes we don't realize we've left rest behind until our body and mind show it. I love this topic when we're looking at the body because it's super present for me. I am seeing different areas of my heart where it's not in rest by what is showing up in my body. Like tension in my shoulders is something I deal with a lot. And then I'm letting my awareness see it and then seeing how to process it, how for it to leave me. Where's the tension coming from? What is it connected to? It's connected to an anxiety of something I don't want to happen. And I think, honestly, as I'm making this video, it's connected to me not wanting to like say something that I like, that's out of, I don't want, there's a term for it. I don't want to misspeak or something like that. It's this pace of moving ahead of my heart, moving faster than my heart. So it's a form of performance. Excuse me, y'all. A lot of my releasing of the stuff is very physical. I feel it, like it's either burping, yawning, stuff like this. I can feel the tension leave my body. Excuse me. So just showing y'all the real life. So think about it. Where I'm not restful, it will manifest in some way. So I'm choosing to see it, release it. So yeah, the mind-body connection, the soul. So now let's get into, here are a few signs that you might need to reset, that you're not living in rest. Feeling wired, but exhausted. Super high energy, but like can't settle down, can't be still. It's like getting irritable over small things. Just realizing how quick you can like blow your top. It's like living in a stressed state. Constantly needing noise or stimulation. Yeah. It's like an unwillingness to sit with yourself, to see yourself. It's like where you're so focused on some type of pursuit in a way. It could be avoidance, needing stimulation. An aversion to stillness. Yeah. Losing touch with your joy or presence. Yeah. Not being able to find your joy. Oh, man. Yeah. When you don't feel present, when you feel like you're trying to prevent something, you're trying to present yourself a certain way, you're trying to control the narrative, trying to control how people perceive you, or you don't just feel joy, or you don't just feel, or you can just be. You can just be. Yeah. Making decisions out of pressure instead of peace. Yeah. Gotta do this. Some types of pushing you sort of thing. You're being led by something other than rest or peace. These are cues that your nervous system is asking for a pause. It needs to step back if these things are kind of happening on autopilot. If pressure is leading you, you can't be present anymore. You're constantly darting, being seen or being present, needing to stay stimulated all the time, getting really irritable, feeling exhausted. But yeah, these are cues that you need a pause. Your body needs a pause, not as a reward for doing more, but as a birthright that's already yours. Yeah. Rest is the state that we were created to live in at all times. Rest looks different for different personality types. But yeah, no matter if you're an extrovert or an introvert, rest is the way we're made to live. There's restful play, there's restful blast, there's restful consume, there's restful sleep. Yeah. So now let's look at why it's hard to choose rest. Why does it feel like, man, I don't know how to get there? I feel so wound up. It's such a process. Yeah. But at its core, choosing rest means surrendering control. It could be surrendering control over your finances, the fear of not having enough, surrendering the control of how people see you so that the anxiety can go away when you're socializing. Surrendering, trying to control that people understand you or not. That can give you rest in communicating and actually hearing what your heart needs to say versus trying to make sure that people understand you. Control can be completely removing yourself from people and not communicating, because it's like it's a guaranteed way to maintain control over whatever you're needing to control, be it how you're perceived. Just making sure that people don't control you, making sure that you are in power. You could isolate. You could live on your own mountain. So there's false rest. Rest is really looking at what you're wired for, what you're made for, because it's easy to be living a life that's completely out of alignment for you, but you found a semblance of rest, a semblance of control and comfort and a false peace that leaves you in a depression because you're not actually living the way you're wired to live. You're not living a fulfilling life, but you're living a predictable life. I've been there, like, until I was ready to surrender some part of my life to just let it be, let the cookie crumble, let the dominoes fall wherever they fall. And I realized, like, it's better I let go of this, because the real me can just be if I do this. This is the path of finding rest in different areas of life. Yeah. And here's the thing, it's hard to surrender. It's really hard to choose rest, especially when control made me feel safe. This is where it comes back to these core coping strategies. how I made sure I was safe is like I controlled and made sure I never let anybody even interact with the real me. They got to interact with a mask because it's safer. I know the real me is safe because you never got to meet her. You never got to meet her. I live that way a lot. And this stuff isn't always conscious. It's so deeply rooted that it's just like, oh no, I don't let people interact with my real emotions, my real thoughts, my real experience, my real feelings about a situation. I could be made fun of. I could be ridiculed, criticized. Y'all, this is crazy. This is my life, y'all. This is what refinement looks like. This is what purging looks like. As I'm learning right now, continually how to do content in rest, how to stay in tune with my heart in content, how to love myself regardless of how I'm perceived, how to appreciate what I'm sharing regardless. Of whether I think it's appropriate for content, if it's clickbaity, if it's entertaining. Yeah. For most of us, striving was how we coped. That's why it starts at a very young age. It worked. It worked. It got us out of Dodge. It kept us safe. We outran the pain by staying busy. I can't be abused if I stay moving. If I stay not looking at the pain. I'm good. I'm good. I'm so good. I'm so good. Who, me? Oh, I don't need anything. I'm good. How are you? And it's like, have I sat with myself enough to even know what I'm experiencing? Or I do in my private moments, I see it. And then I get around people and I clam up, I shut down, I take the attention off of me. I'm talking about my coping strategy. This is type 2 stuff. I have whole seasons I can look back on and I'm like, man, I would sit on the stairs and cry, wanting to talk. And then the person approaches me and I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm good. How are you? Meanwhile, my heart is struggling and coping. Yeah. Another strategy, we've tried to earn love by being everything to everyone. Yes. I can't say the word. Chameleoning. Camouflaging ourselves, being agreeable, showing up for others to prove that we're fine. I'm good. But rest, what does rest sound like? Rest says, I don't have to prove anything today. I don't have to be on to be worthy. I don't have to change my disposition. I don't have to smile. I can just be present. I can just be where I am. I can just be as I am. I deserve to be in this moment. I deserve to sit and hear my heart. I can choose peace even if nothing gets resolved. I don't have to live frazzled ever. Ever. Tire just blew out on the side of the road. Do you have to be afraid? Do you have to be frazzled? Do you have to be striving? You can even sit back and go, What should I do next? And just do it. There's nothing you can change about reality. So, like, why live stressed? When you believe everything's going to be okay, it will. We really create the lives we live in, the reality that we live in. So now let's look at what happens. What are the ripple effects of rest when we begin to live in rest in an area of our life, in all areas, but just those choices? When you choose rest, you give others permission to do the same. It's like an eye-opening moment for the next person of like, wow, I could actually react that way in a situation like that. Wow. I can actually be at peace with myself too. They seem to be. Wow, that's cool. How do I get there? It's an intrigue. Rest can be made fun of, but it's worth choosing. It is something that you pioneer. It's like changing the standard of your life. It's like, this is how things operate around here. This is a value. I have space to hear myself. I have space to listen, to be still, to be present. It begins to create a culture. I love that word because I'm defining my culture. Yeah. But yeah, you begin to model a different kind of strength, one that's rooted in wholeness, not hustle. So look, I'm here right now. I'm doing a video. This could be considered I'm doing work. I'm producing something. I'm creating something. And I'm realizing like I can create like this. Why do I have to step out of my identity, step out of my peace, step out of my rest to show up? I should realize like I don't want to live that way no more. I don't have to. This is surrender. I'm choosing to do it kind of raw. Like my body ain't even like fully surrendered yet. Like the patterns, the tension is like leaving because I won't live that way no more. I don't partner with it anymore. I don't want that. So it's just got to leave. Like all that I am has to come in alignment with my choice to rest in this area of my life. I've had to choose to rest in other areas, like resting in letting go of the fear of what people think about me, enough to just own my journey, to own my story, to own where I've been, own what I've walked through, own my beliefs, to say them publicly. Oh, so-and-so is going to say this. Let them. Okay. What's the worst thing that can happen? Okay, that already happened. I lived. This is rest. This is letting it go. Like, what if I lose this friendship? What am I gaining to keep somebody if I lose myself? What if you gotta like run around to keep somebody and you're not even living as your true self, but you keeping your friends, you're keeping your family, you're keeping your dad, you're keeping your mom, keeping your grandkids, and you're miserable. See, rest is an option when you don't need control anymore. When you can let go of control, you can let go of the how, you can let go the when. But you're able to rest in what you see and what you know and what you want for your life. You can meditate on the outcome you're believing for, and you can rest in it. You can actually rest in the future you want. You can attract it to you. See, this is the reminding your soul of a truth that sets you free. And the truth is that you can rest now. What are you afraid of? Can you let that happen and believe you're going to be okay? It'll set you free. It'll set you free. Yeah. What's another ripple effect of rest? You start building relationships that are honest, gentle, and sustainable. This is what it looks like. You go, hey, I'm not going to do that anymore. It didn't feel right for me. Y'all go ahead. But this is how I feel. This is what's going on in me. This is peace for me. No judgment. We're just not the same. It's honest. Or, hey, whenever you said that, it made me feel this way. I didn't like it. Did you mean this? This is how I received what you said. Is that what you meant? They're like, no, I didn't. I'm sorry you felt that way. You know what I mean? Like, this is the honesty that comes from resting, tuning into yourself, hearing what you need to say, hearing what you want in your life. There becomes an honesty, a gentleness in relationship that's beautiful, that's honoring. It becomes sustainable. Like, why does relationships have to end? If we know how to honor ourselves and to honor people, we can have forever friendships, forever relationships. A culture that is this way. You stop attracting chaos when you live in rest and start cultivating clarity. Clarity is wisdom. When you rest, you're choosing to be okay with seeing what comes up when you're still. When you're choosing to live, picture rest is a seated position. It's like sitting in authority, in stillness, in awareness of yourself, and in awareness of the world around you. When you're willing to see yourself, then you're not on the run. When you're on the run, all there is chaos, because really you're just avoiding yourself. You're avoiding seeing your patterns, seeing your life. And you're caught up with other people who are avoiding themselves too. So yeah, when you choose to rest and you choose to cultivate clarity in your life, everything becomes peaceful. You're able to see what is for you. You begin to live from overflow, not depletion. Yeah, rest becomes a place of you can see what you can give. You see what you have to offer to the world. You see what you have to offer to your friendships, your marriage, your community, your job. And you're like, this is what I can give. I'll take the demotion. I don't want to be holding a position that I'm just depleted and being used up for. Like, that ain't a way to live. I want to be able to give from my overflow. And that's all we ever were meant to do. To move at the pace of that. Yeah. And you naturally draw others who are living the same way. This is what happens when you live in rest. You attract people who prioritize rest. Part of this breaking off is beginning to spend time with people that make you uncomfortable. Oh my gosh. It's like the chaos in me is so obvious when I'm around you. Everything in me is spiraling out of control. My anxiety's out the roof. I want to run out of the room. You're probably in a good place. You're probably around peace and rest. And when you can let the shame come off of you and know that it doesn't define you, this is a uprooting process of the lies and the chaos. When you go, this isn't me, so I can talk about it. That's how you get free. You choose to rest. Let all the stuff come up and find safe places to release it. And that's kind of what I'm doing. Like, I was talking about all the stuff that's coming up in me physically in making this video. And I'm like, y'all, hey, I gotta do what I gotta do. I don't want this stuff in me. Like, I don't want to live with this no more. So make fun of me. Go for it. I'd rather get free than to be liked by everybody. That's a recent thing. I'm just now choosing it. Rest is how we heal our bodies. Disease, stress, all this stuff, it's a fruit of not living in rest. Yeah. Our health is being compromised because of our heart and our mind. So yeah, your personality type is not an excuse for not living in rest. I'm a double masculine ESTP who's so prone to people pleasing as a type 2. Doing everything for everybody and denying the fact that I need anything. Believe me, I live so wound up, so tight, so tense, while trying to act like I'm not that at all. A stimulation junkie, wanting something new, hating to repeat experiences. If I can live in rest, you can too. We can break the patterns, the cycles. To find what flow is. Flow, this is the thing. Rest doesn't mean not living in motion. It's motion that's coming from alignment. Finding alignment does require you to take a break to find it. Maybe you're so in a flow, in a routine, in a pattern of familiarity that all you've known is depression. All you've known is a job you hate. All you've known is toxic relationships where you're being used and taken advantage of. So that could just be business as usual. It doesn't mean you're in flow. It's just you're comfortable. Oddly enough to say you're comfortable in the dysfunction, but if that's all you've known, freedom is uncomfortable. Extremely. Healthy relationships is extremely uncomfortable. But this is a process of surrendering, of letting go of control, trusting the outcome, finding your flow, the flow of rest, the flow that allows you to live present and to get done the things that you want to get done, to have the impact that you want to have, that you've always wanted to have. I've always wanted to have this impact that I'm beginning to have because I'm actually being vulnerable about my own journey. I'm showing y'all the stuff that I never wanted y'all to see. Because I'm not done. I'm not a finished product. Like, it's happening right now. Like, it's being done in me. This is what freedom looks like. This is the path to rest. So yeah, guys, that is everything I've got on rest right now. And I'll leave you with a question to meditate on. What would shift if you stopped striving and started trusting? What would shift if you stopped striving and started trusting? What shift do you need in your heart? Where are you striving right now? I'll ask myself, what would shift if I stopped striving and started trusting? I would enjoy my conversations more. I would enjoy my expression more. I would criticize myself less. I would beat myself up less in my head about what I say, the words I choose. I'd love to hear your journey in the comments. Which striving can you discern in yourself? And paint the vision. What does trusting look like? And remind yourself that you really have access to it. You can choose it now. It's a choice of surrender. Your worth doesn't need to be proven. Your pace doesn't need to be justified. You're allowed to slow down. You're allowed to tune into yourself. You're allowed to communicate what's really happening in your soul. It's not shameful. It doesn't separate you. It makes you human just like the rest of us, so that your heart can receive truth in the area it actually needs. If you deny that it's even happening, how will you ever be healed? So yeah, guys, that's it for this video. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more Refinement Fridays. Every single Friday, I talk about various topics that's real about the soul and how to walk into wholeness one day at a time. And share this video with somebody who needs the reminder that rest is an option, that it's healing, that it's for them. Somebody who's lost faith, that they can be at peace. A lot of people are just looking for peace. They made it to the top. They climbed the ladder. They got the $1 million. And they can't be with themselves. So yeah, share this with somebody. If somebody comes up in your heart, they probably need to hear this. So yeah. And if you'd like life coaching, somebody to talk to process with, go to my website, typologycorner.com, and book a life coaching session. I'd love to process with you and be a thought partner to help you find peace and rest in your own journey. If you're looking for community, people who are on this journey of walking in greater truth and reality and seeing themselves and being at peace with themselves, I've got a Patreon community. It's $7 a month. The link is in the description. And yeah, it's a beautiful community of people with a private Discord where you can share and talk about things all throughout the week. And I make videos, private content, answering questions for the patrons, and also just sharing behind the scenes things about my journey that come up and lessons I'm learning. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in, definitely check it out. Links are in the description. And if you got value out of this video, go and give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate your feedback and knowing that the video made an impact in your life in some way. And yeah, guys, that's it for this video. I will see y'all on the next one.